The Journey of Alara.
In a small coastal town, there lived a girl named Alara. From a young age, she dreamed of becoming a marine biologist. Fascinated by the ocean, she would spend hours watching the waves, collecting shells, and reading books about sea life. Her room was a treasure trove of ocean-themed posters and models of dolphins, coral reefs, and sea turtles. Yet, despite her passion, Alara struggled with self-doubt. Her parents encouraged her to pursue her dreams, but the voices of her peers were often harsh. "You'll never make it," they'd say, mocking her ambitions. "It's too competitive. You should pick something easier." Each discouraging word weighed heavily on her, making her question her worthiness. One summer, a renowned marine biologist named Dr. Amelia Trent visited Alara's town to give a lecture. The whole school was buzzing with excitement, and Alara could hardly contain her anticipation. When the day finally arrived, the auditorium was packed, and the air was thick with excitement. Dr. Trent spoke passionately about her research, the beauty of the ocean, and the importance of conservation. After her talk, she opened the floor for questions. Alara raised her hand, her heart pounding. "What's the most important trait for someone pursuing a career in marine biology?" she asked. Dr. Trent smiled, her eyes twinkling with kindness. "Curiosity," she said. "You must have an insatiable desire to learn, to explore, and to protect what you love. But remember, resilience is just as vital. There will be obstacles, and you must not be afraid to face them." Those words struck a chord within Alara. After the lecture, she approached Dr. Trent, who graciously took the time to speak with her. Alara shared her dreams and her fears. The scientist listened intently and offered her mentorship, inviting Alara to participate in a summer internship at her research facility. Alara was elated but also terrified. What if she didn't measure up? What if she embarrassed herself? With Dr. Trent's encouragement, she decided to embrace the opportunity. She would confront her fears head-on. As summer approached, Alara immersed herself in her studies, researching marine ecosystems and honing her scientific skills. She worked tirelessly, determined to prove to herself that she belonged there. The day of the internship finally arrived, and Alara stepped into the research facility with a mix of excitement and anxiety. The first few weeks were challenging. The work was rigorous, and she was surrounded by peers who had far more experience. Alara often felt like an outsider, struggling to keep up with the pace and complexity of the project. Doubts crept in, whispering that maybe her peers were right. Maybe she didn't belong. One evening, feeling overwhelmed, she sat on the beach, the waves lapping at her feet. She watched the horizon, where the sun dipped below the water, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. In that moment of solitude, she recalled Dr. Trent's words about resilience. She realized that setbacks were part of the journey. Every scientist faced failures and challenges. It was how they responded that mattered. With renewed determination, Alara set out to learn as much as she could. She approached her colleagues, asking questions and seeking help. Slowly but surely, she began to find her footing. She conducted her own experiments, gathered data, and even presented her findings at a small group meeting. The more she engaged, the more confident she became. Midway through the summer, Dr. Trent assigned the interns to a project on coral reef restoration. They would be studying the effects of pollution on local reefs and developing strategies to combat the damage. Alara felt a surge of excitement. This was what she had dreamed of, making a real impact. As they delved into the project, they faced numerous challenges. One evening, a storm rolled in unexpectedly, damaging some of their equipment and setting back their timeline. The group was disheartened, but Alara remembered Dr. Trent's lessons on resilience. She rallied her peers, encouraging them to brainstorm solutions instead of dwelling on the setback. With teamwork and creative thinking, they adapted their project. They focused on finding innovative ways to protect the coral and presented their findings at the end of the internship. When the day came to share their work, Alara stood in front of a group of scientists, her heart racing. But as she spoke, she felt a wave of confidence wash over her. She was no longer the unsure girl from the beach. She was a budding marine biologist ready to make a difference. After the presentation, Dr. Trent congratulated them. "You've all done remarkable work," she said. "But remember, this is just the beginning. The ocean needs passionate advocates like you." Alara's heart swelled with pride. She had not only learned about marine biology but had also discovered the power of resilience, teamwork, and self-belief. The experience solidified her dream and ignited a fire within her. Years later, after much hard work and dedication, Ilara became a marine biologist. She traveled the world, studying ecosystems, advocating for ocean conservation, and inspiring the next generation of scientists. She often returned to her hometown, sharing her journey with young dreamers who needed encouragement. One day, while giving a lecture at her old school, she spotted a familiar face in the crowd, a girl with wide eyes, just like she had once been. After the lecture, the girl approached her, trembling with excitement. And so, Ilara's journey continued, a testament to the power of pursuing one's dreams, embracing challenges, and the importance of lifting others as you rise. In every wave that crashed on the shore, she found hope and inspiration, reminding everyone that the journey is just as beautiful as the destination.